Welcome, guys, to week 2. It was really good to see some of you guys last week. I'll look forward to seeing the rest of you guys this week. For those of you at home, hope you are doing well for the virtual academy. New lesson this week, we'll be doing football. We're going to throw the football, we're going to catch the football, and then we are going to practice punting. We are going to do stretches first, and then we're going to move into our circuit workout. And then lastly, I'll go over the football stuff, and then you guys can practice at home. If you don't have a football at home, we'll kind of cover this later, but anything that you can throw with one hand will do the trick. If you guys do not have a football, you can pick up if you have a baseball. If you have a pair of socks rolled up, you could throw that. Just anything that you can throw with one hand, not really two. As long as you can grip it with one hand, we can still practice the motion of throwing. Catching, anytime we're catching something with two hands, it can be practiced the same way. And then punting, the same thing, just make sure you don't use something that's going to hurt your feet. But like I said, we'll go over that a little bit later. Now we're going to go to the stretches. I'll try to talk a little bit louder today. Last week it didn't talk as loud. All right, so first what we're going to do is we're going to stretch our legs out. We're going to do right over left. So take your right foot, go over your left foot, okay? And then we're just going to bend over at the waist and stretch. Just hang there, don't bounce, okay? We're just gonna hang there for about 10 seconds. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, up, now we're gonna switch. So whichever foot you had, so it should be left over right now, but if you're mixed up, that's okay, just do the other. All right, stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we're going to stretch our upper body, our arms. Take your right arm, go across. Take this arm, you're going to put your arm in where your elbow bends right there, okay? And then you're going to take this arm that's bent and you're going to pull the other arm back towards you. Should feel a stretch right in here, okay? Right about your shoulder, bicep area, right in there. Hold it for 10 seconds. Okay, now we're going to switch. So I'll take this hand, go across, other hand, pull it towards me. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now take your right arm. I'm going to put it behind you with your elbow up towards the sky. Take this hand, you're going to hold your elbow and pull it back behind your head. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we're just going to switch. Other arm, elbow to the sky. Take this hand, pull it back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we're going to move on to the workout for the day. I'm not going to do all of the workout with you. I'm just going to go through each exercise. After I finish going through each exercise, you're going to do each exercise 10 times. Okay, and you will do them back to back to back, and then rest for a minute. Then go again, back to back to back, rest for a minute. Third time, back to back to back, and then you will rest for a minute and you'll be done. So we're gonna do it 3 times through. So our 3 exercises are high knees, mountain climbers, and we're gonna do a plank, okay? So high knees you will do 10. So high knees, you're just gonna run in place, but you're gonna bring your knees up as high or higher than your waist, okay? So it would be 1, 2, all the way to 10. So it looks something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, as soon as you finish those 10 high knees, then we're going to mountain climbers. Mountain climbers, you're gonna get down with your hands on the floor, 1 foot in front of the other. You're gonna jump and switch. So that's 1, we're gonna do 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As soon as you finish those 10 mountain climbers, then we're going to a plank. You can do the plank one of 2 ways. First, you can just hold the push-up position with, not on your knees, guys, hands and feet for 10 seconds. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can get down on your forearms. Hold it for 10 seconds, okay? If you can do some of them on your forearms, some of them on your hands, that's okay. If you need to switch back and forth, just make sure you're holding your body up off the ground on your hands and feet for 10 seconds. So we would do high knees, 10 of them. Mountain climbers, 10 of them. Plank for 10 seconds, and then we rest for a minute. And we would do it again. High knees, mountain climbers, planks, rest. Last time, high knees, mountain climbers, planks, and then you'll rest for a minute and you'll be done and we'll move to football. Okay, guys? Don't rush through your exercises, okay? I want you to do them back to back to back, but I don't want you to just see how fast you can do them and do them all wrong. Try to make sure you're doing them correctly. When you're doing your plank, keep your back straight. When you're doing your mountain climbers, make sure that you're switching your feet, okay? When you're doing your high knees, make sure you get your knees up high enough. Don't just run in place. We want those knees up as high as we can get them, okay? All right, let's move on to football. So football, first we're gonna talk about throwing, okay? So I got my football here. Like I said, guys, if you don't have a football, grab something you can throw with one hand, okay? A pair of socks rolled up, a baseball, any kind of ball you have in the house that you can throw with one hand. You can kind of simulate the football throw, because a football throw is just an overhand, one-handed throw, okay? You can try that with anything. If you have a football, that's great. If not, again, it's just a one-hand, overhanded throw, which means your hand comes over your shoulder, okay? So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our lace grip. These are our laces right here. You're gonna take these fingers, not your thumb, these fingers, and lay them across the laces, okay? I would have it on the top half of the ball, not necessarily the bottom half, the top half. It doesn't need to be on the top, it needs to be on the side, but towards the top of the ball, okay? Next thing is you're gonna put your side to your target. So if I'm throwing that direction, I'm not facing my target, I'm gonna turn side to target where the ball is behind me, and my shoulder that is not holding the ball is facing towards the target. Okay, so I'm here, side to target. Keep both hands on the ball, okay? If this helps you, that's okay to get here if you need to point that other hand at the target, but I would like for you to have both hands on the ball here. When you step with this front foot, that's when you take your hand off of the ball. So you're here, so we got lace grip, side to target, step. When we step, that's when we separate our hands. Then we're gonna turn our belly button towards the target, take the point of the ball that's on the other end, and you're going to point it at the target, because the ball goes a little bit farther if you can throw what we call a spiral. This point cuts through the air, we spin it out of our hands, it makes it go a little bit farther. Okay, so we're here, lace grip, side to target, step, turn your belly button and throw, okay? Let go out in front of you. Not too late where it's gonna go into the ground, not too early where it's gonna go straight up in the air, right in the middle, okay? So one more time, lace grip, side to target, step, turn, throw, okay? And it has to get to the target in the air, okay? Football, it has to get there in the air. If it doesn't, it is an incomplete pass, okay? So the next thing we're gonna do is catching. Catching the ball, we always wanna catch the ball with two hands if possible. If the ball is coming above your waist, well, first off, let me back up. You always keep your eyes on it and you wanna be facing the target. So if you guys were throwing to me, I wanna be facing it if I can. I wanna have my hands up and eyes ready. Last thing, if it's above my waist, I wanna make a diamond. Not like this, I want all of my fingers open. A diamond, and the point of the ball goes in the diamond. If it's below my waist, I want my pinkies and palms together just like this. It's kind of hard to catch it like a diamond like this, so we're just gonna turn our hands up, palms together, pinkies together, palms up, watch it all the way in. Have soft hands, guys. You do not want to hear the ball hit your hand. You want to have soft hands, okay? So eyes on the ball, facing the target, have your hands ready, soft hands. So right here, if I'm gonna catch it above my waist, see how the point of the ball goes in the diamond, and then I close my fingers up and that's how I catch it. If it's below my waist, I put my pinkies together and I can catch it down here with both hands, okay? All right, so last thing we're gonna go over is punting. Punting is actually dropping the ball and kicking it, okay? So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna hold it where the point is facing towards where you wanna punt the ball, okay? I'm gonna hold it waist high with both hands. My point is out where I wanna kick the ball. I'm gonna take 2 steps, 1, 2, drop it and kick it, okay? So I'm here. My first step is with my kicking foot. I'm right-footed, so I'm gonna step with my right foot first. My second step is with my left foot. On the second step, I drop the ball. I don't throw it up in the air. I don't throw it down towards the ground. I just drop it. Okay, I wanna have my arms straight, drop the ball, And as I'm doing that, my other kicking foot is coming up. I want to kick it with my laces right here. Flat foot on the flat side of the ball, not the point, the flat side of the ball. So kick it with your laces, not your toe, okay? So I'm gonna hold the ball at my waist, arms straight. Right, left, punt. That's for a right-footed kicker. If you're left foot, it'll be left, right, punt, okay? 2 steps and punt. Let me see if I can get this in my camera here. So hold it out. 1, 2, drop, and punt, okay? So punting, dropping the ball and kicking it on the way down. It might take a little bit, but you want to kick it before it hits the ground, okay? So just hold it out in front. 1, 2, and drop, and kick it with your laces, okay? All right, so now the practice stuff. First, for throwing, I would like for you to pick a target and throw it at a stationary target. That means it is still, okay? It can be any target that your parents are okay with you throwing at, okay? Don't throw at something breakable, but something outside. I know I like to try to throw it in the basketball goal and see if I can make it, okay? That's an option. A stationary target can be anything, a cone, hula hoop, bowling pin if you have one. I don't really know what you have at your house, but just something that you can throw the ball at. After you do that for a little bit, maybe then play a game. If I hit it 3 times, I can take a step back. So I throw it 3 times, or I throw it, and after I hit it the 3rd time, it doesn't have to be in a row, just 3 times, then I'll take a couple steps back, make it a little farther. Throw it again. After I hit it 3 times from that spot, then I take another step back, okay? The farther you get away from it, the more you're gonna have to throw the ball up in the air, and you'll kind of see that as you're practicing. It can't be flat all the time. It kind of has to have a little bit of up and down with it, okay? But that'll come as you get farther and farther away. All right, after you practice throwing at a stationary target, then if you have something that you can throw at that can be a moving target. If you have a swing, maybe swing or a tire swing or anything like that, that can swing back and forth, try to throw it at it and hit it while it's moving. When you're throwing at a moving target, you want to make sure that you throw it where it's going to be, not where it is right now, okay? Because by the time the ball gets there, it's already going to have moved. So make sure that you throw where it's going to be, not where it is right now, okay? So after you practice that throwing, then practice your catching. For your catching, you can throw it to yourself, or if you have somebody you can play with at home, try to get them to throw and catch with you, okay? You can throw it up to yourself. If you're throwing it up to yourself, try to put your head right under it if you want to catch it with the diamond, okay? Because since it's not coming to you, a lot of times we have to take a step up and catch it above our head to practice the diamond catch since we're throwing it to ourselves. If you're throwing it to yourself and you want to catch it with your pinkies, then just back up and let it fall in front of you. Watch it all the way in, use 2 hands, and have soft hands. So as the ball comes down, so does your hands, or so do your hands, okay? So practice catching that way. If you can throw it to someone, you back and forth, that's the best way to do it, but I know some of you guys are having to play by yourself, so just try to throw it to yourself and catch it using the diamond and the pinkies, okay? And last thing, the punting, okay? Pick a spot, actually just go out in the yard and see how far you can punt the ball. Then maybe pick a target. Try to punt it at the target and hit the target. With punting, it can hit it in the air or bouncing, okay? It doesn't have to be as good a punt. So throwing, we have to hit it in the air. We don't have to be as accurate with a punt. It can bounce around a little bit and that still counts, okay? Last thing, if you want to try it out, try to punt the ball up in the air and see if you can catch it, okay? See if you're good enough that you can punt the ball straight up and then good enough to get underneath it and catch it. So if you can do that, awesome. If not, just keep trying at it, okay? So those are just some things that you can try. You can throw it at a stationary target, throw it here. You can practice your catching by throwing it to yourself. You can practice punting and see how far you can punt it, or you can try to punt it up in the air and run over and catch it, okay? So see if you can do all that stuff, guys. This week is football, and if I do not see you this week, I will see you next week. All right, guys, take care.